Alright, hey guys. I want to try my hand at making um a building that like progressively builds. Like in an RTS, you put it down and you can see like the construction kind of take place, and it goes through and builds itself. I want to try doing something like that. So we'll do a third person. Um, Construction sim. Great project. I have not built this yet, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. All right. So first things first, I want to get rid of all this stuff here. Walls, stuff. Get rid of you too. I don't want you. I'm just gonna build lighting, build everything real quick. Get rid of these weird shadows. It's because it's baked lighting, so. So now I just want to do my typical setup the character here, so it's first person. You don't have to do this. I just want to just really like setting it up this way. Forward a scotch. Alts, yeah. Test it here. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's get rid of this thing too. I don't want that. Alrighty, so how do we want to start this? A new folder. Construction BPs. Let's create a blueprint. Actor. We'll go building underscore master. And that way we can do like children off of it later on and change the construction of it. Okay, so I want to keep this very basic at first. Do a floor, walls, and then a ceiling. And just keep it very, very basic. So static mesh, floor. Yeah, we'll do it like that. We'll test it out, see how it works, and if it doesn't work, we'll do it differently. Floor. Okay. The floor. And I mean, we can make the building enterable too if we really want. You know what? Let's keep it simple for now. There's my walls, and then we'll add one more. Not sure how this is gonna work properly or not. Just do something like that for the ceiling. Obviously, all placeholders. You can implement your own stuff afterwards. Okay, so to first we want to spawn the floor in, and then have a timer go off. Then the walls, timer, and then ceiling timer. So actually what we could do right off the bat here, because we want to be able to like visually demonstrate that it's there, and we'll just set this to screen so it kind of shows through. And then on event begin play, yeah, we could do it that way. Or I could put all the building pieces in a... Oh, we'll start here first. Okay, in event begin play, we want to spawn the floor in. And, oh, actually, we'll do... Actually, we'll automatically make the floor visible. Keep that there, so we don't have to really do anything with the floor. Because as soon as you place it down, the floor will be there immediately. So on event begin play, we want to have a delay of 5 seconds. Set visibility. Pretty much do the same exact thing. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's all we really need to do. I'll do the placing in the third person character. Okay. That's all I want to do. That'll be alright for now. So, I'm going to open up my building project for this one. It's something that, I mean, I did a tutorial for, you'll see in the other video. I just want to use it as a reference for the maths that I'm going to need to do. Specifically the follow mouse function, which I'm just going to straight up recreate here. Follow mouse. One is actor. Float. Actor reference. And then we can just copy all this, place it in here. And this, of course, was already in the previous tutorial for the building system. But you can pause the video right here and just kind of copy the stuff down if you haven't seen that previous video there. But basically, I'm just grabbing the follow camera here. I'm getting the world location and the forward factor of that, putting it in, dividing the x, y, and z values from the tile size, which is going to be a variable we set. I'm rounding all of them, converting them back to a float, and I'm multiplying the rounded number by the tile size again, and setting the actor location. That way it follows the mouse wherever it goes. And I won't worry about resource cost right now. Do event begin play. Set timer by function name. Set this to looping. 0.001, and we'll do a tick timer. And then we'll just add that custom event. Tick timer. And then we'll go ahead and we'll create a boolean building true. Do branch. Follow mouse. Set this to so it's on like a grid kind of system, I guess. We'll do like when you press 1. We'll do a flip flop. Set this twice on B you do false, on A you do true. And we want to spawn actor from class. We'll do building. This is gonna change in a minute. I'm just kind of doing this for now, just to make sure everything works, and then we'll set up a get class kind of thing in a for each loop, so it detects which one, you know, if it's equal to a building or equal to whatever, so it works with the widget and stuff. There. And actually, what we also want to do is we want to set another boolean. Placed. True. Wrong one. This one. False. But now break this. Set timer by function name. Check. This doesn't have to be as often. 2.1. Custom event. Check. We want to do branch here. And I guess we could do it right here. Guess to third person character. Get player character. To promote this to a variable. Player. Get player. Get placed. That in there. That way, this doesn't actually start building the object until placed is true. So we'll go try it out. Got our thing here. Press 1 again. Stop. There's a ceiling. And built. So now we need to create a widget that kind of demonstrates that. Base widget blueprint. construction underscore widget. Let me look at this real quick. Okay, we'll have it go through. Kind of neat if it said the name of the item. So, you know, it says, at first it says wall, and then there's a progress bar that fills up, and then it changes to ceiling, then a progress bar that fills up. So that'd be kind of neat. So go ahead and do that. Do vertical box, text above it, a progress bar below it. Text, middle, that to fill, text to, text bigger too. Bigger that right in the center here. Alignment 0.5, 0.5, so it's dead center. And this will be a variable. Item. Well, let's do camel case. Okay. Item text. Item progress. Gross. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So. I think I actually want to just straight up set this stuff. This is gonna be an event tick. Percent. And 5%. That'll be that might work. We'll see. And maybe do a sequence here. Grab our item text. Set text. This to a variable as well. Item text. Let's pull these public. Alright, and I'll try doing all the calculations in the building, because that's where we're actually going to be creating the widget itself. Construction widget. And we'll set this to a world just so we could see it real quick. Okay. So, event graph. Get do this. Oh, I cast to it, don't I? Pretty sure I cast to it. Cast to construction widget. Component reference. That doesn't work. Okay. So get widget. Get user widget object. Let's try it out and see. I just haven't. It's been a while since I've worked with widgets. So it's been a while. Okay, I didn't get a cast failed. There's widget ends. I didn't get a cast failed, so that's how that's working, I guess. Okay, so we want to get item set item text. Stuff over here for now. First one is wall. Set that to that. And then we want to set, what did I call that? Call it bar percent. Okay. And then we want to get bar percent. And we want to plus this is a way more complicated way to be doing this. I should be doing this in here. And just set a restart. Yeah, I'm already doing it this way. I just want to see how this works. And then it can be refined later on, you know what I mean? I mean, this is a good way of doing it, essentially. No, we actually don't need a delay. Because it stretches everything out. It shows you exactly what's going on. And I like doing tutorials like this, and then, um, going back and refining it and showing how it can be done better. But I feel like this method really helps people learn how to script, because it spells everything out for you, So we're casting to the widget, we're getting those variables that we set up for the in percent and the in text, and we're simply setting them. And because this is on a sort of event tick, um, it'll add to this every 0.1 seconds. So it's adding 0.1. But then it sets that up, and we'll actually see how it works. But first, let's change this to screen so we can actually see. One. You know what happened? Greater than or equal to. And immediately and actually that won't work. That create another variable. Well placed. Set it to true. Sequence this. First we'll start off with guy. Make sure everything's good, and then we'll just copy all that. Ceiling. No, you spell ceiling, isn't it? I think it's I before E. Oh, I before E except temperature C. Ah, that rhyme worked for something. Okay, so let's try this again, shall we? Aha! And that's another mistake. Because we need to set our percent. Set that back to 0. It's not gonna work. Because this is constantly ticking, so it'll be setting this 0. Could do. Not multi-input. That, maybe. That might work. Just so this isn't being called. This. So, run through, branch placed. As long as wall is not placed yet, it runs through all of this. Wall placed. And it does. I don't even need that anymore. That. And then, they'll come down here. When wall's placed. True. Call all this. So that should work. Bam. Do I still have a delay in there? Oh. Have to change that guy over. And then we want to would it be removed from parent still? Because it's no, I'll just destroy component. Let's change the text first. Be kinda neat, yeah. think it might actually, and then we'll do like a delay, 2 seconds, and we'll destroy. No, what am I doing? Destroy component. So one, bam, wall, ceiling, construction complete. And voila! We have our constructed building. Well, let's see if it works again. Many of these as we want. Make ourselves a little town. What if it'll work? Pretty neat. Alright, well, we'll end it there. I might go back through and refine it and everything, but I think that's a pretty good starting point. What's that? Attempt to access widget. Okay, so it's trying to run this. To get rid, if that error bothers you, you can do like a widget destroyed variable here. True. And right before this, branch. That would be false. So as long as the widget isn't destroyed, it'll do all this. So if I one bam, one bam, one bam. This would actually kind of make a cool game. Doing different levels. You know, you can like a climbing game kind of thing. Up here, then up here, then up here. You just keep like adding parts to it. The objective, you know, maybe to get up to the top, you win the prize, whatever. But you see the arrow's gone now. It was just because this is a tick, essentially, and after the final part was built, it destroys the widget component, and it kept trying to go through this last cycle here, because I kind of wasn't ending it. So putting that widget destroyed there, setting it to true, and then doing the branch here, stops it from ticking all the way through. Alright, so I'm going to stop this, take a break for a little while, and might come back to refine this a little bit or something. Alright, thanks guys. Talk to you later.